Here I'm doing an acceleration experiment. As you can see, I'm getting started 0 to 30 miles per hour in 4.5 seconds, and then it takes a little bit more time to get up to 40 miles an hour at 9 seconds. Alright, 530 miles on the odometer so far. Alright, let me reorient this camera. Can you see me now? What's up, people? Alright, so as you can see from the clip earlier, that was quite a thrill ride. This thing is it's like having your own personal roller coaster. It's the closest to flying that I've ever gotten on shit, what the, why is this, I don't know why this gimbal is jerking around here. But yeah, so through 530 miles so far, great thrill ride. The scooter, this Toursor E8 PRO, is still performing really well. I haven't noticed any range degradation. I haven't noticed any performance decrease. It's still like the day when I first got it. And I want to make this video today to explain why this scooter here is so, I don't want to say cheap, maybe inexpensive is a better word. Why is this scooter here so much more inexpensive than its competitors in the same class? So obviously, clearly I'm not going to compare it to the 010X, because the 010X or the Mercane wide wheel is it's a different class. You could get a wide wheel for $1,000. This is $1,750, shipping included. But compared to other scooters in its class, why is it so much cheaper? And when I say other scooters, I'm thinking of the Wolf Warrior 11 at $3,000 from Fluid Free Rides. The Duotron Thunder from Mini Motors USA is $3,700. This one is $1,750, and this is with a 42 amp hour battery. The base model of this one at 25 amp hour battery costs only $1,400, shipping included. That's ridiculously, preposterously, ludicrously inexpensive compared to the other two scooters that I just mentioned. So why is it relatively so much less expensive? And this is one of the frequently asked questions I get on my channel. Is there a catch here? Is there something wrong with this scooter? And I am going to explain to you why, the top 5 or 6 reasons why this is so the amount is so low to be able to own one of these. Alright, people, the first reason why this electric scooter costs much less than its competitors is because of the instruction manual. I know this sounds silly, but give me a chance to explain here. You see that? This is what the instruction manual looks like. It's in this language that I cannot decipher. It's Chinese. If you grew up with the Chinese characters, or if you are Chinese, then it's not an issue to you. But for example, I wanted to decipher and figure out what the parameters mean. I cannot, based on the instruction manual. So essentially it's useless to me. That's one of the ways they're able to sell this scooter at this low price, because they don't have to hire, or they didn't hire, an expensive translator to redo this instruction manual for the Western world. The number 2 reason why this e-scooter costs relatively little is because the display here, in conjunction with the controller, is not programmed for the USA. It does not display, it's not possible to display miles per hour. It is stuck on kilometers per hour. Look, So let me see if I can do this quickly. I'm gonna get it to the parameters, and you go to number 2. This is supposed to toggle between kilometers per hour and miles per hour, but it's stuck. You see, it doesn't change. And then once the screen snaps out of parameter mode, come on. Yep, you see how it's still kilometers per hour right there. The number 3 reason is shipping takes forever. I ordered this scooter in early January of this year, and I didn't receive it until mid-February, about 40 days later. And when I said receive it, I received the wrong scooter, so I had to exchange it with the recipient of this scooter over in Georgia. To their credit, the Toursor people, they credited my account with the amount, with the $200 amount it cost for me to ship this or the wrong scooter to Georgia, and then have Georgia send me this scooter. So shipping takes a long time. The 4th reason is they really don't have a quality control. I mean, I wouldn't say the material quality is lacking, because it's still robust and strong here. Nothing's fallen apart, nothing's broken. I haven't crashed on this because pieces fell apart. But I would say the build or assembly quality sucks, and I'm gonna show you why. So first, this here, these steering post securement nuts came loose, so I had to take these screws, 4 screws off, these 4 screws on the left side off, and Loctite those nuts in place. So that's one thing that they should have done, but they did not do, and you will have to do yourself. Number 2, this compression spring shock absorber or dampener needs to be compressed, because if you, I've gone over this multiple times, but I think it's worth stressing and emphasizing again. But the front suspension bottomed out when I first got the scooter, and it took me a while to figure out I need to compress that spring. So if you are a 25-pound toddler, then the factory setting is fine, because the front suspension won't bottom out. But if you're any weight over 100 pounds, you're gonna need to compress that spring. And so if you extrapolate, you're a heavier person, a heavier rider, you need to compress it more than somebody who weighs like me. I'm only 150 pounds, but that needs to be done. And thirdly, take a look at this picture here. This is the orientation that, if you look at the picture, that's the orientation that this spring shock absorber should be installed. But look at how it is here. You see how if you look up here, I don't know if you can see it, but there is a knob. There's a red knob in there. Can you see that? So the red knob is supposed to be facing outwards. So they installed it with the orientation 180 degrees the wrong way. So every time I want to adjust the they call it the fastness or slowness of the rebound of the shock absorber, I have to remove this mud guard. So this mud guard has to come off before I can make that adjustment. And so I think in the future what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spend a little bit of time and flip it around. But that's just to show you the laziness, the disappointing laziness that they installed or assembled the scooter with. And I can imagine the assembler, maybe he's gone through 10 hours of hard labor, and he notices that he installed it the wrong orientation. They say, fuck it, you know what, they're not paying me enough, so I'm just gonna let this pass. But that's another reason why this scooter is the price that it is, because they really don't have a quality check to make sure that all the components are in the right orientation. All right, can you see me? All right, reason number 5 It's very simple. Economics, like I'm pretty sure you figured out. You cutting out the middleman. When you buy this e-scooter from Alibaba, you're going directly to the source, to the factory, and you're dealing with them directly. Versus if you get your scooter from Rev Rides or eWheels or Fluid Free Rides or even Dual Ped, you are going through a middleman. Essentially, that middleman ordered in bulk from Alibaba or from a different platform a bunch of scooters, and they're reselling it to you at a markup. But I mean, there are some advantages to ordering from a local distributor, because you get that local support if something goes wrong. You get a better warranty, faster shipping. But that's the reason why the Wolf Warrior is $3,000 from Rev Rides, and the Dual Tron Thunder is $3,700 from Mini Motors USA. The Dual Ped, or is it Dual Ped? Dual Ped Scorpion Plus is like $3,000, where you can get it directly from Amazon for about half that cost, or a little bit more than half. In summary, if you're okay with your instruction manual in Chinese, and if you don't mind that the display here shows only kilometers per hour instead of miles per hour, if you don't mind putting in a little bit of dirty work to make a few adjustments and some securements of the front assembly here, if you don't mind that your support is all the way up in China, and if a controller goes out, it'll take about 30 days to ship to you. If you don't care about all that, then this is a great scooter for a really low price. I mean, I've gotten it 48 miles an hour on flat. I've gone over 50 on slight downhill. As you saw earlier, 0 to 30 miles per hour acceleration in a little bit over 4 seconds. Very comparable performance to the Duotron Thunder and the Wolf Warrior 11 for $1,500 to $2,000 less. But I mean, you have to ask yourself, are you okay with all the reasons why it is so much less than its competitors for at the same performance level?